I'm going to show you how to take the hood off of this. Just go ahead and lift it up. Now you get in here, you see that little latch right there. Just go ahead and pull these little pins out. Then you still got a little sleeve right here. Go ahead and lift it up and you can pull that out by hand. Do the other side the same way, so you just slide it out. Because the hood will not come off until you remove those sleeves from each side. Just get them out of the way and then the hood should just come right off. Hello folks, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lonnie Johnson. I'm going to change the coil in this John Deere. We've already taken the hood off, as you can see. Simple task, just make sure you unplug the light kit that's on the front. Right now we're going to start removing bolts out of this, starting with this one here, and this one right here. Now I'm going to go to the back of the engine, and I'm going to remove that bolt right there. And everything I have been removing has taken a 10mm socket. I'm going to go ahead and take this wire out of this little holder right here and just get it out of the way as well. I'm going to take these two wing nuts here off and I'm going to remove that air box. This is what it looks like when it comes out. Now I'm just going to pick this up and get it out of the way. And that gives us access to everything right here that we need. Now I'll go right in here and remove that bolt right there. Now further back you got this little box right here. I'm going to remove this bolt, and this bolt down here, and these all take a 5/16 socket. And if you look in the back, you'll see another little bolt right there. It's also a 5/16. It also has to come out, and you might have to use a wrench or a small ratchet and socket to get it out. Now that covers off, it exposes our fuel pump, and I have another bolt right here that I have to take out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that bolt there out and that bolt there. It is also a 10mm, and I'm going to detach that from the housing. Okay, now I can actually remove this bracket and just get it out of the way. You also have these little spacers. They go right here between the housing and the bracket, so don't lose those. Now there's 4 bolts around the top that you have to remove. This one here, and 2 on the other side. They are 5/16. Now that all 4 bolts are out, go ahead and remove it. In order for this to come off, we have to remove this fan right here. We've got to take these 3 screws out. It takes a Phillips screwdriver. There's always one stubborn screw. Do yourself a favor, get yourself an impact driver. That way you don't booger up the threads. Yep, all it took was a smack with my hand, and now it's out. They also make small impact drivers as well. Now we got those 3 screws out. That top mesh should come off, and the housing should come off. Now be careful when you take this housing off the top, because you got little spacers inside here. As you can see, this one here came out, but I got it in my hand. It fits right inside here, and if you're not careful, you will lose them. Now this housing should pull up and off, and you got right here your coil wire. Just pull that little rubber piece out, get this out of the way. Now to remove the coil, I'm going to take that bolt and that bolt out, and it should be a 5/16. Should be able to lift it right on off. Okay, it's going to remain like that until I order a coil when it comes in. Now you go to the internet and just type this right here in. This was a John Deere FS540V, or you can just go to Amazon here like I did. This is where I purchased my coil, $29.99. The part number was right here, 2069 at the end. Down here is the igniter. This is the part number that it called for. It was $8.99. As you can see, they got them for $12. Same number, just a little bit different looking, but does the same job. While I was ordering a coil, I figured I might as well go ahead and replace the igniter as well. Here's the new coil. It was $30. Looks pretty much like the old coil. So what I'm going to have to do now is take the old coil and make some of the parts work on this new coil. As you can see, the old coil here, it has this rubber garment on it, and the part where you put it on a spark plug, this will come off like so. Now this here, you just pull it out on both sides. Now once I slip this off of the other wire, and I take this off of the wire, next I want to take this rubber garment off, and watch how you take it off, because this is how it's got to go on the other coil wire. Just pull it on off. Take your new coil wire, slide it through there just like so. There you go. What I'm wanting to do is make sure that these wires are contacting this piece of copper that's inside this thick piece of insulation. Now I'm going to go ahead and check the continuity of this and make sure that it's connected with that copper wire before I put the boot on it. Now this stuff works good for a lot of things, and I'm going to lubricate it with this. Okay, I've got it lubed up. I even got the wire lubed up a little bit. I'm going to slide it through there just like this. Let's see. Just like that. This will actually hold those wires in place, and it'll put it right in there where it needs to be for the plug to actually seat down in there. Just like that. Okay, I'm getting 11.47 out of this. So this coil is a good coil. Go ahead and take these back out. Go ahead and hook the wire up. Lay it on top of here, and go ahead and put the bolts in it. Go ahead and run them down a little bit, but don't run them down tight. You can take them in with your hand as far down as you can get them without tightening them up. I have a 1 1/16 or 27 millimeter socket, either one. Put right down in there, and that's going to be to turn the flywheel so that I can adjust the coil. And I'll snug that one down right there, and then I'll come back over and snug the other one down and put it on 12. Now I've got a 10 and I've got a 10, so those are good. Just snug these down, you don't want to break them. So that takes care of that. Now I'll start putting the rest of it back together. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this back off. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the shroud on. Now here's where this comes in at. It goes right here. Okay, go ahead and throw the grommet on just like this. Should slide right up in there. Now go ahead and put it on around through there. Make sure you got enough wire right here pulled out to make it to the spark plug. And then go ahead and set it all the way around there to where it needs to be on all four sides. All this front goes down inside here. And right in front of this, behind that right there. Just keep working with it till you get it slid down in there. It might be a little tight. Now I'm going to go ahead and start putting the hardware back on. If you can't remember where it goes, refer back to the video or take pictures as you go. This here goes in the front. It's flat, and these here are for if you need to pull the motor. That's what these are for. Put a chain on so that you can pull the motor out, because these motors are a little heavy. I mean, they can be picked up by a pretty good sized guy, but it's better to just put a chain on them. Okay, there's the first three, here, here, and here. When you tighten this up, make sure this is standing straight up. This here, the coil goes in it like so. Don't tighten them all the way down until you get all of them in. Now this one here goes in the back. Now that all the housing bolts are in, I'm going to tighten them all down. Now I'll go to the other side. Now I'll go ahead and put all this back together. Now you're going to go ahead and fix this back on there. Put it in just like this. This goes on the bottom. Goes in there just like that. We'll wrap it around it. Might take you a minute until you get the right combination here. And there we go. It's on there just like that. Now what I'm going to do, I had these little washers I'm going to put back on there. They go in between this and the pump. So I'll get those on there along with the bolt and get them started. It should be sandwiched in there just like this, as you can see. Now this bracket here goes back on there. It fits on there just like this. It pretty much protects the fuel pump. You got 1, 2, 3, and 1 on the other side. Makes 4 bolts. To get this back one back in here, just come in behind here. And you should be able to get right in there and thread it in by hand. That's all taken care of. Now go ahead and put this back on there. This first. Then this. Takes 3 Phillips screws right in the top. Go ahead and snug them down real good. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this cover right here on, and don't forget about the spacers that go in right here. There should be 4 of them. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put all 4 bolts in it. This one goes at this back corner right here because it's got this little holder on it for this wire. Now if I did everything right, it should start right up after I put a spark plug in it. I don't know if you can see it, but right there I put a igniter on it, a brand new control module. They call it both, control module, igniter, but it's right here, this silver thing right here. I went ahead, since I was putting a new coil on it, I went ahead and got one of those igniters or control module. Now let's go ahead and see if it starts, because I checked it and I was getting fire. So let's see what happens. As always, like, comment, subscribe, share with friends. Thanks for watching.